Imagine waking up 30,000 years ago. No cities, no roads, no hospitals, just endless wilderness and hunger. Real hunger. The kind that makes your stomach feel like it's eating itself. You haven't eaten in days. Then, through the trees, you see movement. A deer, food, life. But there's a problem. You've never killed anything before. No one handed you a hunting manual. No one showed you a YouTube tutorial. No school taught you how to aim a spear. And if you get it wrong, you don't just miss dinner, you die. So here's the mystery. If every human had to learn from someone else, who taught the first humans how to kill? And how do you learn something that nobody has ever done before? At first, the answer seems obvious. Parents taught their children, children grew up, then taught their own children. Problem solved, except that doesn't actually answer the question, because eventually you reach a point where there are no teachers left. Somewhere in the distant past, there had to be humans who had never seen hunting, never seen traps, never seen weapons, never seen another human bring down a large animal. So how did they figure it out? To understand the problem, imagine you're one of them. You spot a deer. What do? Throw a rock? Maybe, but deer are fast. Really fast. You miss. The deer disappears. Now you're hungry again. Maybe you chase it. Sounds reasonable. Until you realize humans are terrible predators. Compared to most hunters, we're almost ridiculous. A wolf has teeth. A lion has power. You have a stick. And honestly, not even a very good stick. This is where the mystery gets deeper. Humans became the most successful hunters on Earth, yet we started with almost nothing. How? Most people imagine ancient humans as fearless warriors. But think about it. If you've never killed an animal before, why would you even try? Imagine seeing a wild boar, huge, muscular, covered in sharp tusks. One mistake and you're dead. Even modern hunters with rifles are injured by wild boars every year. Now imagine facing one with a sharpened branch. Suddenly hunting doesn't look brave. It looks insane, which raises another question. Maybe humans didn't start by hunting large animals at all. Maybe they started much smaller. Much, much smaller. Imagine a child watching birds, watching lizards, watching insects, watching animals chase each other day after day, year after year. Nature becomes a classroom. Without realizing it, humans are studying. They see wolves working together. They see cats stalking prey. They see eagles dive from above. Every animal is demonstrating a different strategy. And then something strange happens. Humans begin copying, not perfectly, not intentionally, just enough to experiment. A thrown rock here, a hidden ambush there, a sharpened stick somewhere else. Tiny discoveries, tiny improvements. Most fail, a few work, and those few change everything. But there's still a massive problem. Even if you learn how to hurt an animal, how do you get close enough? Large animals don't stand still. They run, they kick, they fight back. A single mistake can end your life. This is where humans discovered something almost nobody talks about. A weapon isn't the real advantage. Distance is. Think about it. Every dangerous predator must get close. A lion attacks from a few feet away. A wolf bites. A bear swipes. Humans eventually learned something different. What if danger could travel instead? A thrown stone, a spear, an arrow. Suddenly, the animal is in danger before it can reach you. That sounds obvious now, but imagine being the first person to discover it. Imagine throwing a rock in frustration. It strikes a rabbit. The rabbit collapses. For a moment, you just stare, because something impossible has happened. Your reach became longer than your arm. One small discovery, one enormous consequence, and now a new mystery appears. If throwing things works, why stop with rocks? Humans began experimenting. Sharper points, longer shafts, better balance, stronger throws, generation after generation, not because someone planned civilization, not because someone understood engineering, because hungry people kept trying things, failure after failure, success after success. And slowly, the impossible became normal. But here's the part most people never think about. Learning to kill isn't just physical, it's psychological. Imagine killing your first large animal. The sound, the struggle, the blood. For modern humans, even seeing these things can be shocking. Now imagine experiencing them for the very first time in human history. No stories, no traditions, no expectations, just the reality of taking a life. How did people overcome that? The answer might be even stranger than weapons. They did it together. Humans becoming better hunters because they were social. A single human is vulnerable. 10 humans become something entirely different. One spots, tracks, one watches from a hill, one drives animals forward, others wait in ambush. Suddenly, hunting becomes a collective puzzle, and every successful hunt creates knowledge. Knowledge that spreads, knowledge that survives. This is where something remarkable begins to happen. The real weapon isn't the spear, it's information. Imagine two groups. One group discovers a slightly better spear design, the other doesn't. The first group eats more, has more children, survives harder winters. Their idea spreads, not because it's written down, because people copy what works. This process repeats endlessly. A better trap, a better throw, a better strategy. Tiny improvements stacking on top of each other until thousands of years later, humans are bringing down animals larger than trucks, animals that should have been impossible to hunt. But even that isn't the biggest mystery, because hunting solves one problem food, then immediately creates another too much success. Imagine your group becomes exceptionally skilled. Animals disappear from local areas. Now what? You can't stay, you move, new lands, new climates, new dangers, new prey, and suddenly all your old knowledge is incomplete. The animal you're hunting today behaves differently from the one your grandparents hunted. So humans adapt again. Observe, experiment, share, repeat over and over. It's almost like humanity accidentally invented a system for learning long before schools existed, long before science existed, long before writing existed. And that system turns out to be incredibly powerful because once you can share hunting knowledge, you can share anything: fire making techniques, shelter construction, tracking methods, plant knowledge, tool creation. One discovery no longer dies with one person. It survives, and survival starts accelerating. This may be the most important moment in the entire story because the question was never really about killing, it was about learning. Most animals can learn, but human beings learned how to accumulate learning. That's different. A wolf pup doesn't inherit thousands of years of wolf inventions. A human child inherits thousands of years of human discoveries. Every generation starts higher than the last, like climbing a ladder someone else already built. And suddenly, the original mystery begins to unravel. Who taught the first humans how to kill? Maybe nobody, at least not in the way we imagine. Maybe there wasn't a single teacher. Maybe there were millions of tiny lessons. A failed throw, a lucky hit, an observation, a copied behavior, a mistake that accidentally worked, a success that others repeated. The knowledge emerged piece by piece, like a puzzle assembling itself. But there's one final twist. The deeper scientists study ancient humans, the stranger our ancestors appear. They weren't surviving because they were the strongest. They weren't surviving because they were the fastest. They survived because they were curious. Curiosity sounds harmless, almost childish, but imagine its power. One person wonders if a sharper stone cuts better. Another wonders if animals follow predictable paths. Another wonders what happens if a spear is thrown instead of thrust. Most ideas fail. A few change history. Curiosity becomes an evolutionary advantage. The people who ask questions discover new solutions. The groups with better solutions survive. And over thousands of generations, curiosity itself becomes one of humanity's deadliest tools, which means the first human hunters may not have been exceptional killers at all. They may have been exceptional observers, watching, testing, adjusting, learning again and again, until eventually the world's most physically unimpressive predator became the most successful one. And the evidence is everywhere. Every kitchen knife, every tool, every machine, every invention, all of them descend from the same process. The process that may have begun with a hungry human staring at an animal and wondering, what happens if I try this? So who taught the first humans how to kill? Not a master hunter, not a legendary teacher, not a single genius. The answer was something far more powerful: Millions of observations, millions of experiments, millions of mistakes passed from one human to another across countless generations, and perhaps that's the strangest part of all. The same force that once taught humans how to hunt mammoths is still guiding us today, because every modern achievement begins exactly where the first hunt began, with someone looking at the unknown and asking, "What happens if I try?" Humanity's greatest weapon was never the spear, the bow, or the knife. It was the ability to turn curiosity into knowledge and knowledge into survival.